Yes, yes, I can. Hello there, Nitepunk. It
What's up,
is.
man?
Hello, there is. I'm doing absolutely amazing. It is an absolute honor to, no pun intended, to have a chance to finally speak to you and tell you thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Thank you for your contributions to the EDM industry and your music from your beautiful Red Turbulence EP, Absolute Zero Connection, Shibuya, and to your works in UKF with MTV with Hard Records, and of course your remix of 1999 Gentlemen's Club, which I am humbled and honored to at least be the producer tag for that. I
Oh
could not
man.
believe it.
Oh man, you know it. You know it. I'm
Yes.
literally using one. I'm using the tag right now and I'm doing a remix for Effin.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
man. And
effing! Oh my
yeah,
God!
bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm using this tag everywhere.
Thank
Everywhere,
you
straight up.
so much. I did not think that, like me, to express my love and my devotion, my passion for the industry, for people like you, and doing your work. I did not think that I could say I'm gonna be producer tag for a certain for a rising artist as amazing as you. I don't know if you can use that in like your like when you like go on stage, and I'll just like tell people who this is and be ready for what he's gonna be
Yeah,
giving. That
man.
would
I
be
think I'm totally using it because I think whatever you do and whatever happened in the video was very pure. I see your passion towards music, and it just warms my heart to like see that, and especially like to see, like I'm always trying to be the artist that um, always stays like 15 years old me. So
mhm.
like even one person listening to my music gives me the same feeling as if I was a little kid again. So I really appreciate everything kind of given towards my music. So especially like expressing this kind of reaction and this much love towards my music is like means a lot to me. And yeah, man, the actual recording, I was just telling my girl, the actual recording is so powerful and like so pure. Even if I tried to like have someone do it, like it would not be
The
as
same.
crazy and as dope. It's
It's
like
because it was right. It was all because I here's the thing. For someone like that video, that recording was from me just seeing all the people who was gonna be part of the Redux album of Crisis Vision. This was
yeah,
like after I listened to Red Turbulence, after I listened to MTV, I listened to all these other works you've done, and I was so proud and like I was like really getting into it. So to see someone like you reach that type of level, I know like your EP and Never Say Die at Right Turbulence was released, but to see you work with someone as amazing as Must Die just blew me away. I mean, all the other
yeah,
people on there deserved the remix on there. A lot of them did, but to see someone as small as you have a chance on Don't Even Bother, I could not believe it. I was like, this, like, no, there's no way. I paused, got to myself, is that really real? Is that really him? And I said to myself, no, no, this is not a dream. He's there. He's really there. And needless to say, that's one remix that I absolutely love listening to over and over and over again. I'll say this,
thank you,
like
man.
there, like I will say this. I was gonna ask this question, but I'll just add my little 2 cents to it. I was gonna ask you if you could imagine your music in like any type of media or like TV movies, what would you imagine it in? For the song Don't Even Bother, for the remix of your remix, I would love to hear that remix in like let's say like the Purge franchise because you had the words like here we are at the end of the world. So like
Yeah,
like everyone's crazy, everyone's going rampant, there's crime everywhere. So I feel like that
yeah,
would like be
totally.
perfect to like fit the atmosphere of that.
Totally, totally. And I think I wanted to like go for like a darker vibe, and like whatever Must I has with arpeggio, I kind of rewrote the same thing and like recreated the synth, but like wrote a melody that's like a little darker. It's not as beautiful, but like more like a darker side of it. And I don't know, I wanted to like spice up the whole record.
Right.
But
And spiced up you most definitely did. But just going back to the question, like if you, what other like works would you like imagine your music to be in if you could? Like music be part of
I'm a
any
huge fan.
soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm definitely a huge fan of like fantasy and like sci-fi. So
Hmm.
anything that involves like lots of lots of those things and like a lot of action. So like anything like starting from really dope games, to like really dope animations, movies, like
So I
anything
was
that like
so I was
that
thinking,
pushes like technology pretty much
right.
creatively as well. Like I love watching how all these like new animations are done, like into the Spider Verse and like all these really new and modern animations. So I would love to see my music into something, because like whenever like I listen to my music, I always almost like see those different scenes. It the track, my own track works for me if it gives me like the image of like where this is happening and like how what's going on.
Right.
And
So I feel like, believe me, if I hear a song like yours being played in Into the Spider Verse, even in the sequel or any of the Spider-Man movies, I'm like, oh my god, could
yeah,
you
man,
imagine? Like I feel like I feel like that'd be the perfect atmosphere for it because it's so distorted. It's so like visual, but it's like so gritty as well in its atmosphere. So I think to myself something like
yeah,
Absolute
yeah, yeah,
Zero or Connected would work so well with it.
yeah,
I
man.
could just imagine it. I'll make sure I talk to Marvel. They can maybe add that in. If I
Yeah.
can, I'll make a little petition for that because that would be beautiful to see. I had to go back to this. You said that were you like you said it like I'm glad to know my energy and my passion for the music makes me feel like you were like a little kid, like when you said when you were 15. Is that like when you started like working on music when you were 15?
Yeah, I mean, professionally, like I opened up Ableton pretty much and like wanted to like, okay, like this is what I'm doing. When I was like 15. Before, obviously, I was just trying out some things here and there, some like fun softwares, nothing like professional.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing some beats on my phone. Like I was always attracted to music in that way, but I could never like really imagine myself as as a like musician. Like when I would see people in studios having guitars on the walls, and like that was so far away from my personality. Even like being a DJ, like I was like, it was never like really attractive to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the DJ would be attracted to me if it was like a scratch DJ and it was like associated with like hip hop and breakdance and
Right,
graffiti and
right.
all this stuff. So like I always thought for some reason that like dance, as a kid, I always imagined like being like a dance music DJ was kind of lame. I don't know, cause like there was like all this crazy DJs that were doing all this really dope stuff. But I mean, as I grew up, I obviously got into everything and fell in love with the whole persona of like um, being musician on computer and
Right.
performing for people in this way, and how much creativity it goes into all that. So
So it kind
yeah.
of like it kind of all began like with like seeing it like how it was in the old school, like you saw like the people like with the vinyls with the turntables and they were like starting
That's
to do
how I
like
imagine like being a DJ, but
right
like
because
me,
that's how we all see it.
yeah,
Also,
yeah.
hello there, partner. I'm here seeing her behind you.
Oh,
I miss
hello.
I just say hi to her too. So you imagine it kind of like this being on turntables with your headphones and just like doing stuff like that. I
Yeah,
imagine
to me the whole thing was like, okay, I have to make really dope music on computer, but
right.
I don't know if I'm a musician, I don't know if I'm a DJ, like I didn't want to have any of these. I just
Right.
wanted to like be on computer and like make really dope music.
Right.
And
But as time went on, as like music evolved, it went from like being on vinyls and turntables to having digital turntables and like playing whatever music
yeah,
you want on like on USBs. But I wanted to mention that because a lot of your music, it truly sounds like it's almost like combining the old school sound with the new school. Like we still have
Mhm.
that strong bass that everyone seems to love. But when I listen to songs like Connected and Absolute Zero and Shibuya, if we just took out some of the digital things out, it almost sounds like it could be its own record playing in the 80s, playing in the 90s. I feel like I would
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
totally.
could like it's something where I could imagine like just a skeleton version of, let's say, for example, Absolute Zero, and I can hear someone like A-Track, like in his early days, playing something like that when he's switching it out on the turntables. That's how. So I feel like that's very amazing to hear someone like maybe he didn't knows this before, but I just like to listen to music and like really understand and kind of like depict it in my own way. It just sounds like it's combining two sides of music and bringing it together to create something so amazing and so like harmonious in its own
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, man. I think when I think about like dance music, and when I think about like the '90s essence of it, I feel like that was like birth of like rave, and like that was like the birth of everything that we love and we do now. So pretty much like that sound and that attitude is like so pure, because it was like, because it was nothing, none of the like EDM and none of the like music business or industry, nothing was like involved back then. It was just purely grunge and purely a huge bass and insanely distorted beats,
Mm-hmm.
and not even harmonious records sometimes, just like
Well,
noise, crazy.
right, but that's kind of debatable because music is always universal, but not everyone's going to understand like the
Yeah,
grunge
it
or
was
like
just complete switch, and I feel like that pure essence will always stay pure, and it's like it's you can't beat that, like that's when the whole thing was born, so
mm-hmm.
like I feel like it gives to me personally. I feel like it gives value to my own music, to me, for me, if I'm bringing something as precious and as pure as what was in the beginning of all this, so like little small samples, small ideas, small influences from that era, the culture, that real culture that gave birth to everything that we know now. I feel like taking some of those ideas, like almost like a reminder of like where it all started, but
Right.
kind of infusing all this into like super fresh and super new and like next level, almost like future music, so yeah, personally I'm trying to like really push um, the technology and the almost like always be on the edge when it comes to production and sound
Mm-hmm.
design and everything. But I feel like that will make sense to me if it is also connected to something that is like um, I don't know how to say, the core of everything,
Hmm.
rather than just like kind of shoot off new ideas. Like I feel like this connection creates something valuable to me, you know.
Mm-hmm. And so speaking on that point, speak on what you said there, and how you're trying to combine like the old stuff with like a modern sound, like make it sound fresh, which I wholeheartedly respect, and I hear it throughout most of your songs. Are there any songs that you're proud of making that like exemplify that? Like, let's say for someone like me, I meet someone who hasn't heard of Nitepunk, who hasn't witnessed the greatness, the beauty that is Nitepunk. What is like the one song like you're proud of, and you will say, "This is me. This is Nitepunk. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I'm giving to the industry. This is what I'm giving to the EDM community."
Okay. Um, I would say, I have a certain connection to certain songs, and I feel like one song would be Red Turbulence, you
Like
know,
any song
and
from the EP.
no, the Red Turbulence
Oh,
track
Red
itself.
Turbulence track, the title track.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah.
yeah. Yeah, so I feel like that represents almost like the whole world, and I think the next another song would. I mean, all the songs. I'm trying to like really put everything in every song. Put my musicality in there. Put my fun in there. Put my almost like a bass design flexing in there. Like I always want to be like almost like in the game with other producers. Like, okay, this is what I can do, and this is what I'm inspired off of. But Red Turbulence would be one song, and another song that would be like, okay, like I'm very proud of this, and this is like one of my Mona Lisas. Would be the song that I'm putting out this January. Actually,
Is
it's
it the
called
one with
Grounded.
Iana?
No, no, no. I'm putting out in January. This January. It's
This
called
January.
Grounded. It's called
Grounded.
Grounded.
And when is in January? When is that coming out, if I may ask?
It's coming out on Hard Records,
Yep,
and it's gonna be January 28th.
January 28th.
And
I was
yeah,
wondering, was it going to be released like on like the day after my birthday? Because I'll be like, oh my gosh, that'd be a perfect birthday present to witness.
yeah. I gotta let you know that like I'm using your tag there.
Thank you so much. And oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I cannot
man.
wait to hear
And also,
Grounded.
like, I feel like it's used in the sickest way possible. So
Oh my god. Oh my god.
once you
I
hear it, you'll know.
again. Just like make sure you credit who's the guy who's the producer tag. That's me. But dude, I cannot wait to hear Grounded. I can't wait to hear what you're gonna be making next. So speaking on like the people that and the productions people that you met throughout your life, like your song R.I.P. is in Subsidia. Your song, like a few of your songs already are in Hard Records. Is that owned by somebody? I heard Hard Records before. I've seen like the lineups and whatever, but is that like owned by somebody? Like, just is that
Hard
like an
record?
yeah? Is that like from like an artist? Like, you know how like certain big artists are like making their own little labels for the little guys out there. I keep thinking it's Hard
Yeah,
Records
yeah.
like
I don't.
owned by
I
another.
think it was. I think it belonged to someone before. Definitely Destructo, but
Destructo.
yeah, yeah. Because he was associated with Hard Festival, and so. But right now, Hard Fast and Hard Records, everything's owned by Insomniac.
Okay, oh, by Insomniac, right? Well, I had to thank Insomniac for a lot of things, and for
Hmm.
creating the hard records and hard festival, which I know you're absolutely destroying it on there. But how did it feel to be like noticed by some of these big guys out there? Like you're all like, even though in a few years you're already making names and taking names as well as your musicality. Like, who can forget your back to back with Joyride? Who can forget?
Yeah,
Like, of
that
course,
was
those by
insane.
being noticed by Excision, being noticed by Excision, and of course being Hard Records and being Never Say Die, being a part of the Sniper Roundtable. Well, first let's talk about this. I have to mention Joyride, one of the like I believe leading people when it comes to creating bass music, creating house music. How did it feel to be on that stage and being blessed by a legend like him?
It was absolutely insane, man. I was when I was playing the show, Johnny came up to me. He like almost like pulled my jeans. He was like, "Yo, I'm here. I got my USB here. You want to back to back for a bit?" And I was like, "Come on." It was really crazy moment. And then he like pushed the gain. He was just like blasted the volume, like redlining. I was like, "Are we supposed to do that?" He was just like, "Yo, let's just go with it." We were just blasting through speakers, and it was really amazing. Since I moved to LA, I've been spending a lot of time with Johnny, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been very influential and very educative. Just being around him, and just watching him how he works and like us kind of breaking down some production. Like it was very. I learned so many cool things and so many new ways of like looking at the music.
Right, and
So
I'm so glad that
and
he
then
like went up to someone like you and just said, "Let's just go off together." I just could not believe that I know that had like a really like a star-studded moment for you, and for you to just go with the flow with it and work with someone as amazing as him is beautiful to see. And I
yeah,
am
man, we had a
so
lot of fun just dropping some crazy drum based records. He was, and because like we also like we even though like Johnny does mainly bass house, and like he has lots of drum based records now, but
mhm.
like and I'm not really under the drum bass artist almost like.
Right.
Wanna,
Understood.
it was we
You're
still
more
have so much
based in
love.
drum and bass.
Yeah, exactly. But we still have so much love towards the drum and bass culture,
Right.
especially the one that's coming from UK, and that like the once again the original essence, like we understand the culture and him more than me, obviously.
Right.
But but we have this love for this music and the whole culture. So almost like stepping away from what we do originally, and just like kind of just sharing our love towards our favorite music that's like always there. It was just like so much fun.
Yep.
It's just like, okay, I guess we're playing drum and bass together now.
Yeah,
It's
but
amazing.
well, here's the thing. I'm glad that people like you are also respecting the drum and bass culture. I know it's like it gets a mixed bag from the community, as I've seen many times before. Like people are thinking like there some people are thinking that us in the United States, Americans, would not know how to move to drum and bass, or we wouldn't love drum and bass. But someone like me who like listens to other labels like Monster Cats, I feel like Monster Cat was the biggest inspiration for me when it comes to getting into electronic dance music, because they had
Mhm.
everything. They had electro, they had dubstep, they had drum and bass, they had everything pretty much. So I was able to understand like what was this genre, what was that genre, and understand like how it sounds, and like maybe learn more of the history of it. But as time goes on, will you like probably like try your hand in a drum and bass track, or you won't like
Yeah,
do that?
totally, totally. I feel like one fun try was me remixing Supersonic.
Ah, all right. It does have that
Yeah.
very drum and bass feel to it,
Yeah, but
which
I wanted to apply like my twist to the whole drum bass idea even before, like to the drum bass and then to the track. I wanted to make like different kind of drum bass that would still have like a hip hoppy flow,
right.
with lots of snares, lots of everything, but like it still had like a hip hop head bump.
Right, I
Um,
see.
time.
Although for someone like me, when I hear drum and bass, immediately I think to myself like, it's just go off. It's you really have this just to go off. Like I know how like drum and bass like very like fast, like it's very like hyper. It's like what everybody does is what it does. I feel like the only way to like keep it like structured is if, like you said, you add a hip hop beat to it, or you add like a melodic feel to it. Like one artist who introduced me to drum and bass, his name is Muzz. He used to be Muzzy, but he turned to Muzz because of the name. But one song that like stuck out to me big time was Spectrum. If you heard the song before, he had this album
Spectrum.
called the Spectrum EP, and all of it was drum and bass. His own version of like taking drum and bass, and it was that made me think to myself, this drum and bass, but he makes it sound so majestic, sounds like
Hmm.
almost like a story type of feeling to it. Epic, it's just incredible in its own right, almost cinematic. So
Hmm.
that's like really opened my ears to like what drum and bass can possibly be. And then he just went all out with his next EP, which was I think it's just called the Warehouse, like just the
Okay.
Warehouse. You have songs like the Warehouse, Star Glide, Catharsis with Coven, another drum and bass legends there them too. But that's what my introduction to drum and bass. So I would love to hear more of your style and your take
Yeah.
on it too, because just like every other genre, it can always be like mixed with something to create something brand new.
Of
He went
course.
the
Of course.
cinematic route. You're going the hip hop route with Supersonic. I cannot wait to hear what drum and bass is going to have next, and what will be next for drum and bass. I just
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
wait. And now I remember hearing this as well. Next up for you is going to be performing at Ultra, which I could not believe. I know a lot of people will see Ultra as kind of like the like haven for like all the big artists, like nothing but big, like Martin
Yeah.
Garrix. We have like Steve Aoki, or all those other people who I always see like, on lines every single time, which is all well and good. It's all well and good, but for you to like be noticed by people like from Ultra, how did it feel for that? Because that's kind of
Yeah, man. It's
insane.
it, it's still. I have such a small experience with festivals. It still feels so unreal. Just like being associated with, because like with all these festivals, because like right now EDC Mexico's coming up and Ultra, and then EDC Vegas is coming up also. So like it still feels very unreal, I would say. you know. It's just it's like it's almost like too good to be true. So I'm just trying to focus on like making a craziest set I can possibly make, and
Right.
like finishing music, and like almost like I don't really think about the scale, because then it almost like blows my mind in a way, and so
Understood, but I understand like you're trying to balance out like the feeling of like this is amazing, it's too good to be true. But again, I tell artists this all the time, whether it's big or small. I tell them that when you put out really good work, there's gonna be people out there who are gonna see it and notice it, and they're gonna give you a chance. So like I would say, if I was like in your shoes, I would relish in the moment. I'll be proud of what I'm doing and like make sure that, but also keep in mind like keep like 50-50 parts. I'm amazed. I'm honored and blessed to be like in this moment of like before we get ultra. But on the other hand, this is like almost like the this take treat it as like the big time. Like this is ultra we're talking about. We saw the performances. We see the live streams. We see how hyped the crowd can be. It's a crowning achievement in
Mhm.
EDM festivals. So I say show Ultra what you're made of. I'd be more than proud to like see you up there. I'm not gonna be there obviously, but know that you're gonna be there and you're gonna bless Ultra with your sound, with your
Thank
music,
you,
with
man.
what you're gonna be creating. Know that at the very least, I'm telling you right now, I'm so proud for you. I'm so blessed for you, and I cannot wait to see what you're gonna do next, especially for Ultra. I cannot wait.
Thank you.
Although I will say this, and I'm kind of a bit hurt about this, you moving away from Brooklyn. I would love to meet you in real life or be a part of MTV, the music video. I still kind of get hurt. I still kind of get a little hurt for that. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Me
but
too, honestly.
I will say this: New York, if you ever come back, it's calling for you. I'll add this little festival to your roster. Could you think of? Have you heard of a festival called Electric Zoo?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like I made sure I put in like they're calling for like people like if you know anyone who wants to like who you think would be perfect fit for Electric Zoo, like type their name in. I immediately typed your name in right off the bat. I made sure of that
Thank you.
because I feel like Electric Zoo would be honored to have someone as incredible as you on any of their stages and just rocking out. Hopefully the main
Thank you, man.
stage.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, hopefully. I really miss Brooklyn and New York. You know, the sad part about it is that um, like lots of friends moved out. And last month I spent there. I felt very alone, even though there were like some friends and like very close friends as well. But
Mm-hmm.
this energy, the fire that like I was feeling in the scene, almost like died out a little bit. It followed if the closing Webster Hall did a lot of that, and
Ah,
then the whole pandemic and everything. So compared to LA, this like the scene and the culture was almost like non-existent, of like what's really happening in Los Angeles and that area. Like you meet all these like huge artists, and like you know, um, and the people that you look up to, and I've been looking up to since I was a kid.
mm-hmm.
Like just like meeting Kildano is like nothing, and then talking about like ideas with him, and just like visuals, and like meeting Johnny, and meeting all the other artists that like I looked up to, and just being surrounded by so many artists um, that are there for new ideas, and um, creating new things, and trying to see the whole music world in a new way,
Mm,
and like shaping it in real time.
right.
So I didn't really have that in Brooklyn. I was getting more inspired of the city itself and the culture, but I feel like this was my next step. Maybe temporarily, but this was definitely my next step.
Well, I can easily respect that, and like I understand like how pandemic like affected everything, and it kind of like lowered it a bit. I mean, still just remember that I know that, but I bet there's a lot of people in NYC, including myself, who really respect you and are blessed that you were able to do your type of projects in NYC. And if you're taking the next step, I cannot wait to see what next will entail for you. But all I'm saying is just that this is kind of like me saying like goodbye to you, Nitepunk, regarding you moving away from NYC, but also in the words of Sullivan King, don't forget me. Don't forget any of us. That's
No,
basically what
definitely
I'm trying
not.
to
No,
say here
man.
because
No, New York is beginning of everything to me, and it will always be, and it will always be home.
thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. And I'm also so
Are you born and raised in New
I
York?
was born and raised in NYC. So I was
Like,
born in Brooklyn, then I moved to Harlem, and now I'm currently living in the Bronx side of NYC. So yeah, so New York City was like seen as kind of like a large haven to me, where you hear it all the time, especially like the old songs, like if you could make it here, you can make it anywhere, and all that jazz. But for someone like me, I even though yeah, it can be. I mean, New York can be so much better in many ways, more than one. But I'm still glad that it is what it is, and it has that type of stardom. It has that type of flair that everyone sees and understands, and and like knows from NYC. So that's
of
why I
course.
still keep NYC close to my heart. And when I hear people who are strong, who are really into EDM, like me, or live here, it like almost blew me away because I thought I was the only one for so long. But now I hear people like you, I see inspirations like everyone around me, and it's like maybe there is a bit of a community here as well. And I'm just happy and blessed to like be a part of it and like give my own piece of flair, my own positivity and energy to the world. I hear it all the time. They say it's pretty negative, but I want to make sure that someone like me, I want to give something back that is positive, that can give the type of energy I want to give the
It's
people.
amazing, man. Really appreciate that.
And I'm glad people like
You know.
you exist that gave that type of flair to NYC. If you ever do make a music video, please make sure you let me know if it's going to be, if the stage is
I
NYC.
will do.
Please let me know
Will do.
because
Will do.
believe me, right now, currently, even though the pandemic is still like kind of like still, I wasn't saying in its prime, it is going down, but things are definitely opening up. Like New York is going to be back to how it was before this whole thing began. I have faith. I have hope it's going to happen. So Webster Hall, the Avant Gardner, any other venue that's going to be that exists in NYC will be waiting for you. I know that someone like you, there'll be so many promoters, so many people working in those places that are definitely going to pick you up and say, welcome to the stage, Nitepunk. And I'd be more than happy to welcome you in if that's the case. I'm working to like be like an MC for like other performers or other people. So to have a chance to say welcome to the stage and do my signature scream of Nitepunk, oh my God, I'd be more than it'll be such a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Yes, I'm honored if I can be able to do that. I thank you so much for all the work you're doing ever since Circus Records, ever since Separate Roundtable. I truly appreciate you. And to everyone else who like you worked with, I'm happy and blessed that they they picked you up and they gave you your blessing and let you know that this is someone who is creating such incredible work. If I may ask this too, since you mentioned this, who are your inspirations? Like who inspired you to want to create this type of music?
uh, I think it's really, I mean, it's really hard to say, to like really say all the names, but I guess growing up, I had a lot of inspiration from Michael Jackson, Prodigy, Timbaland, whatever.
Really?
Yeah, of
The
course.
Prodigy and Timberland. I can kind of see that, but that's amazing to hear. Like, I mean, they're kind of like really like strong beat makers in their own right, and wow, to hear those names, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So Prodigy, Timbaland, whatever he did for Justin Timberlake as well. I thought that those instrumentals were like so innovative and so creative. You know, Linkin Park definitely, and the whole production that went into those tracks. I also thought those production techniques and everything that they used, vocal processing, guitars, and the whole electronic side of it was super sick. You know, a lot of I feel like a lot of orchestra and harmonies. I was super inspired by whatever Evanescence did.
Hmm.
She had beautiful, beautiful pieces of orchestra in her music, and harmonies and like back vocals, whatever she was doing. So,
Hmm.
like those, I feel like those were Deep Forest. I gotta mention, my dad used to make me listen to all those tracks growing up. So Deep Forest was like a almost like a new age. Um, Deep Forest was like a new age, like electronic dance music, but also like very like spiritual and meditative.
Hmm.
So like
So it's
yeah,
called Deep Forest.
Deep Forest.
Okay, love the puppy, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sasha.
Oh, that's Sasha.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. I think I saw her in few like your pictures and like a few like your works, but I this is her real life. Hello there, Sasha. So I was gonna say like Deep Forest. So
Deep Forest. Yeah, you
I don't
gotta
make
check
sure
it out.
like
They're they. I think that it was a duo before, but now it's now it's an artist. He's French, and he has the production techniques he has and like almost songwriting reminds me of like Skrillex's, but
hmm.
it's like 1992, like vocal chops and sample flipping and how and the songwriting is like I don't know. I kind of draw a line like parallel between his
I
music
see.
and the chorus, but
So
it's
he
I
was
mean
like
they're doing absolutely different things, but like the songwriting itself and the vocal chops like the same way he did in like 1992. So it was like really crazy to like
so he was like
find
doing
that
like the
and like kind of realize like
so he was doing the type of things that like we're doing now, but back then when it was
yeah,
like
like
hard to do.
for example, like this famous Skrillex chops, like Skrillex vocal chops.
Hmm.
Like you can hear the exact same replica of the sound and the technique in his music
Hmm.
in and it's like done in like 1992. So it was just like almost like mind blowing. I was like, whoa, wait a second.
That
you
something
know
like that could happen in 1992. And I feel like I'll say this: like 1992 was like a pretty like shocking moment for like music as well.
yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
not just because Michael Jackson was existed in there. But I feel like even if you listen to like some of like the old video games at the time, I feel like for example, like
Yeah, everything.
let's say I'll pick for example like Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, like some of the work people say like that like Michael Jackson worked on, like some of the sounds you'll hear
Sounds
in one,
insane,
two, and
right?
three is almost like the same type of sound design, the same type of like chops and vocals that they will use in that electronic base, but it's now it's evolved in something bigger. So
Yeah.
it was quite the age of like the growing of electronic dance music regarding in that realm, and even like I was gonna say Daft Punk, but they were like more into like 1997, like with the funk and homework, and I was gonna say it's like more like that's more ahead of the late 90s, but still, it's still like a huge mark in the industry, a huge mark in what it can be.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
sorry I stopped you there. I don't know if there are any other inspirations as well after Deep Forest.
Yeah, yeah. Deep Forest definitely. Skrillex had lots of influence on me as well.
Of course.
I thought whatever he was doing was absolutely super innovative and like new and cool.
Mm-hmm.
Noisia definitely with their whole production and the whole world. You know,
Wait, did you say Noisia? I didn't hear that
Noisia,
last.
yeah,
Yeah, Noisia. Okay.
Noisia, yeah. And then obviously there's like so many other names. I'm just going off of the great ones, the
Right.
greatest of all time, pretty much.
Pretty much
But
all
there's
the
like so
goats.
many other artists, like even like new artists that like inspire me, in all the
This I want to
uh,
hear. Like, who are you like listening to that are inspiring you now?
Uh, Man, it's so many. I gotta go on Spotify and like literally go on my like playlist.
You can't if you like. I mean, I want to like forget anybody, like, but just if you can remember any names off the top, off the top.
Like for example, sorry.
If I say if you can remember any names off the top, if you have to look at your Spotify or SoundCloud playlist, sure, but any names that's like hitting you right now, you can say.
Okay, so in the drum bass world,
Mm-hmm.
I've been following a lot um, to Imanu Bunshin and the Caracal project.
Wow.
They've been like really innovative, and it's like it's really amazing to see what they're doing. In the dubstep world, I think I'm really loving what Control Freak is doing. You know,
I had a chance
um,
to meet him. He's absolutely amazing. I had to thank him so
yeah,
much for his incredible work, especially in Sable Valley. That man is amazing.
yeah. Also, like, just like kind of seeing his evolution. Musically, it's like really awesome and inspiring, and he's doing lots of things that I love. You know, actually, we have a track together. It's kind of beyond the album.
I was gonna say, something tells me it's there. You guys worked on something, did you? And there
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Oh my
X and
god.
G, X and G also.
Oh yeah, X and G.
Yeah, and yeah, man. I don't know. It's just so many. Right now, I'm just
Hey, but
thinking about
still,
so many people. Yeah, but it's like not only dance music, but I listen to a lot of hip hop and pretty much like I go everywhere. Like a lot of breaks. You know, my Spotify is like it's a pure mess. So it's like
or hey, if you have like any like playlists on Spotify, I would love to see it myself. So that way, you can't name them all. I understand that, but at the very least, I can
yeah.
actually see.
I actually do have many playlists, and there's one playlist that I share with Hard Records all the time. So I add like really interesting collection of music. It ranges from pretty much like from everything to everything.
Yeah,
It's
understood. Understood.
it can
It's
be
like,
some ambient track, it can be some drum and bass, it can be some house. It's like it's everything.
okay, if you can like be like link that playlist to me so I can see it, I would love to see
Yeah,
that too. And like, who
we'll
knows?
definitely link it to you.
Thank you. Like, who knows? Like other like some of the artists that you mentioned, I heard the names before and I absolutely love them. Their music so freaking much. But
Of course.
who knows? Any artist you're listening to could be my next favorites, and I would love to learn more about them and like what their music is like, and keep like the cycle of like musical knowledge flowing. I would
Yeah,
love
yeah.
to see
No,
that.
100%. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Thank you
For
so
sure.
much. I would really appreciate that. And and I was that kind of answers the other thing I was gonna ask, like what artists are you listening to right now that's like inspiring you, and it's like that it's like listening to right now, like, or using in your sets or giving the love to them. But hey, you kind of answered that. So at that as well, we already know the album's coming. We already know Ultra's coming. But if I may ask, what else might be next for Nitepunk? Like for 2022, this is like 2021. You totally nailed that year. That was your year, and you totally
Thank
killed
you.
it. What's gonna be next in 2022 for Nitepunk?
I think 2022 is will be dedicated dedicated to the album, and I wanna I think lots of collabs. As I'm working on the album, I want to kind of take it towards like the finishing um, image of the whole thing, and I really want to um, mm, focus on writing collabs with people that I look up to, and people that I find creative and almost like on the same page, or not
Mm-hmm.
even on the same page, and like really experimenting and taking my sound in a new evolved world. I want to really experiment with so many new things and like find my voice in all the other things as well. And I want to work with a lot of vocalists. I want to work with a lot of other artists, and hopefully take the performance and the whole live show to the next level as well.
Right.
And obviously, I would love to just like travel and play more shows around the world, and yeah.
That definitely understood, and I hope that one day I can witness a live show, a Nitepunk live show, like right in front of my face, with a little help from me, since I'll be one of the tags working and
Yeah,
hyping people up.
definitely play like a couple of songs that's gonna have your tag in there.
Thank you so much. I'm so ecstatic over that, and how amazing that will be. If anyone's recording like any like your future sets, I would love to see some of that footage as well, and like really see people going
Definitely,
crazy over Nitepunk. I would love to see that.
definitely.
And also, speaking, like you said, you have a lot of collabs coming, like of course in the album and beyond. But are there any people that you wish you could work with?
Um, um, right now, I think for the album, I think the whole image is almost complete. There are definitely artists that I would love to like um, work with. But I think I want to focus on that once this is complete and once this is done.
Right.
You know, but yeah, there's a couple artists that I have a collab going, or we are planning to work. Like Abstract, Wave Dash, Peekaboo, um, Effin, Control Freak.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry. I kind of froze a bit. It's not my connection. It's just me. Because
some of them are that we are planning, and some of them are like actually going.
I know. It's just I'm still reeling over this. Did you say peekaboo?
Yeah, we
Did
actually
you
made
say
one.
wave dash?
Yes.
Because oh my god, I can only imagine the prowess that will be flowing through my veins when I hear Nitepunk with Peekaboo, Nitepunk with Wave Dash. After I knew it was coming, Control Freak, of course, and that's gonna be incredible too. But dude, that would be amazing to witness. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man, I'm
Oh my
I'm really
god.
excited to dedicate my time, and I actually sent one collab idea to Aptic as well, and he said he wanted to collab on a track, but I'm gonna send him another idea. So we'll see what happens.
Would you please DM Eptic and please tell him that with someone like me, LJ, I had the blessing to for this collab to just like go off. And because oh my god, Eptic, Peekaboo, Wave Dash, Effin, Control Freak, these names are absolutely
And
incredible. And
Don't
Abstract
forget
and Abstract.
Abstract.
Well, we already got a little bit of Abstract because he remixed one of your songs. And of course, like Reaper remixed one of your songs. He's also another amazing person who will be known throughout the drum and bass world. I can already tell he's incredible too. Hey, if you ever like want to come back to NYC, I would say wait. January 28th is when Grounded's coming. I would say a perfect way to celebrate is to come to see Keizo's show, New Breed, because Reaper is performing in one of those shows. If you could, because I feel like he is a legend when it comes to drum and bass and like some of the songs that he made, like
Oh,
Sawtooth,
he definitely is.
Barricade, and he's just making names. I feel like I would say I would recommend seeing the Keizo show, New Breed tour. It's gonna be absolutely incredible.
Definitely, I'm sure he's crazy.
And I swear, if you like to, I would love to see if you could talk to Reaper and tell him to play a song Grounded live in there. If I can make it to that show, I would love to hear it like just played out by everybody.
I'll definitely send it to him.
Send it to him. I feel like he would
Yeah,
really enjoy it.
yeah. I'll definitely send it to you.
Oh man, that would be incredible to hear. And everything and all the news I'm hearing so far is incredible to hear as well, especially the album and like possibly upcoming collaborations I would love to see come to fruition in 2022. And of course, if we need someone to promote the album before it gets released, I'd be more than happy to add my own little flair to it, if you so please. Because
Definitely,
this is,
I'll
I
send
want
it to
people
you.
to understand the power that is Nitepunk, the beauty that is Nitepunk, and oh my goodness, just that
I'll
I'm just
definitely
so
send it to you, man.
thank you so much. I feel like the power and the love that you put into your music is second to none, and I'm just so happy to be honored to be a fan of yours and to be at least a tiny part in the musical journey. I mean, I know a lot of people would love to like say like no, I was a vocalist for this person or I collaborated with this person, but to be a producer tag or at least be sampled, I'm already blessed. That's something that's like a dream of mine that is coming to fruition. And thanks to someone like you giving me that chance, I am nothing short of just eternally grateful.
Of course, man. No, I'm grateful for you and the sample and everything you do. You know, it's like really appreciate everything.
Thank you
Seriously.
so much. But I will say this: I'm surprised you didn't mention Kill the Noise for a collab. I know you guys talk, but it would be incredible to work
Ah,
with someone
that's
like
a
him,
dream.
would it?
That's a dream. I mean, maybe I would love to. I'm definitely gonna send him something, and if he's down, you know, he's been very nice to me, and he's been very excited every time I've sent him something, and he's been very appreciative. So fingers
Dude,
crossed. If I send him something, I hope he says yes.
hey, I'll make sure I'll help like boost it up as well. Like, dude, Dyke Punk, Kill the Noise, do something. I would love to hear it if possible because it's up. I want people to really understand the power that is your music. I know that there's a lot of legends that are seeing you and are seeing you grow and they're so proud of you, me included. But more and more people to understand the power that is Night Punk, and I am so happy, honored, and blessed to be a fan of your work, a part of your journey, and to see what you're gonna make next. I would love this advertising to
Thank you,
say
man.
Night Punk with this, Night Punk with this, Night Punk with this. Do it, please. We need this, we crave this, and we need to see this happen.
Thank you,
I
man.
really want to let people know the power that is Night Punk and see, and I want people to understand like what you're giving to the community is so incredible, so fire, and it could be you never know, it could be revolutionary because you could be the who knows, you could be the next Skrillex, you never know, guys. I say this over and over again to a lot of people that the big names that you mentioned, Kill the Noise, Skrillex, and all these people that we see as like on the top of the top, like in the ultra Lost Lands, Electric
Hmm.
Zoo, like all the main stages, like they're all well and good. But I always say to myself, what about the next people? What about the next generation? And seeing people like you being put on Subsidia, Disciple Roundtable, Welcome into Hard Records, it's people like you that I feel like are going to be like the next headliners. They're going to be the next people making their own shows and welcoming their other friends. Like I see you talk about your day ones, like you'll take them along for the ride and like give them your gratitude
Yeah,
as
man.
me
Of
giving you
course.
your gratitude. I have to ask, and speaking of which, I have to ask a question right now. Who could you bring? Who, if you could pick anyone, any of you people, if you are the headliner, like Night Punk is like up on there in shining lights, it's your show. Who would you bring?
Um. Well, I think I'll definitely bring Control Freak.
Definitely
You
Control
know,
Freak.
and I would bring my friend, but he's not doing music anymore. But
Oh,
yeah, but I would definitely would bring that, bring him. Um, yeah, like my day ones is like my best friends. Day ones. I
mm-hmm.
don't think they are as involved into like dance music.
uh,
Yeah. So I don't know. I think those two people would be like that comes up my mind right away.
right.
You know.
I mean, hey, maybe it's still a work in progress, but hey, Control Freak and is already a good start. And I feel like who knows if you
Yeah,
can also bring
I would totally have him on if I did the headline show. I would totally rep him super proud.
but I would also say like you want to like bring a little like a few big guys to like really hype you up as well. I mean, hey, you can maybe talk to Mustai. I think he would love to like be a part of like your journey too. He already
Yeah,
was
yeah.
and gave you a chance. So people like him would work. I would say for you, I would say Control Freak, Abstract, Reaper, and who knows, maybe as a special guest at Joyride, add in
Oh, X and
Mustai
G, X and G. I
Or
love
X
this
and
one.
G. That would be incredible to see too. X and G, 2 points. Like welcome their project in as well. I would say like really like bring. Oh wait, how about Kumarion? I'm just kind of help you
Oh
out here.
hell yes!
I would say how about Kumarion?
Oh
He's
hell
also
yeah!
killing it. He's also killing it with his
For
musicality
sure,
too. So
for sure.
I just remember him thanks to Rise and Lemonade. I think you did some work with Rise and Lemonade, right?
Yeah,
I think they know you as the best of 2021. So someone like him would be amazing too. So again, there are a lot of people who I'm listening to who are doing incredible work, same as you. And I feel like I would love to see like you guys like piping up one another and just showing people off and show people like what you got and what you can create. I mean, it's like the sky's the limit for someone as amazing as you, and for what's happening in 2022 and beyond. I cannot wait to see the journey just like keep on elevating and elevating and elevating. And just thank you so much for everything that you are and what you're making, what you're doing. I cannot wait to see what you're gonna make next. It's gonna be amazing.
thank you. Appreciate it, man.
No, we truly appreciate you. And dude, the second like the album's like in its final phase, let me know. I'll be happy to keep
Will
to
do.
like hype it up.
Definitely.
And of course, those songs with my producer tag in there, let me know, and I'll make sure just like do something extra. I didn't want to like say this, but I'll just say it anyway. I was hoping to do like my own little like impromptu like intro for like do like a little like short speech to welcome the beauty that is Nitepunk that you can play live. I mean, I can just imagine like a large stage and like you have the pyrotechnics, you have the sparks, you have the smoke and everything. And as like you accept on the stage and it's like show people like you're here. Immediately when it hits Nitepunk, immediately
Yeah,
like
man.
I feel like that would be incredible to
I
see.
seriously wanted to like use your tag for the intro as well for the set intro.
I feel like
You
that would
know.
be beautiful to see.
Oh yeah,
It
man.
could definitely
Nice
work
fun.
if you
And the
want.
like
Yeah,
crazy music and everything. You
it'll
know?
be incredible to see. That'll be a beautiful moment in 2022. I'll happily like do a little
Yeah.
like impromptu thing and send it to you, just the words alone, so that way I can get some feedback. But I cannot wait. That's just how much I care and love and support what you're doing and what you're making. And I cannot wait to see what you're gonna make next. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
man.
everything you're doing, everything that you're creating, and what's gonna be in the future. We don't know, but trust me when I'm saying I'm eagerly awaiting the next big thing to come from you. Thank you so much, Nightpunk.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you
We
so
truly,
much.
truly appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Same. I appreciate you as well. And I'm very happy and I'm glad that like you invited me for this talk. And
Hey, I had to because immediately when I think about the people who like really inspired me, who really like meant a lot to me this 2021, it was definitely you. It was your music that was always like keeping me afloat and bring so much joy into my life. It's only fair I tell you directly and say thank you so much for everything that you're doing, everything that you're creating. I truly, truly, truly thank you for everything.
thank you, man. Thank you. And yeah, man, I really appreciate it.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's like the thing that keeps me pushing and keeps me going.
Yep, I'm
So
honored
just
to
about
be
that.
that. So send me the work, send me everything that you can, and let me know what's next in this road for Nightpunk because we need to know. And I'd be happy to
Okay.
like let the people know this is Nightpunk. We love him so much. Look him up, see him up, and he will rock your world.
Yeah,
Thank you,
man.
man.